The argument between secular humanism and Christianity, the argument between creation and evolution is not that one has a lack of evidence and the other has evidence. We all have the same evidence. The issue is interpretation of evidence. If you visited my house, you would see this in the corner. A lot of sewing stuff. And you might ask me, do you sew? And I would say, no, I don't. So there's evidence that someone in this house or something in this house is into sewing, and it's not me. And then you might extend your conclusions even further in thinking that, is it a very skilled chimp? Is it a dog or a cat? A bearded dragon? What is your conclusion? The obvious conclusion is that I have a wife. There is evidence for God. There is evidence for creation. It's the same evidence that the atheists look at. It's the same evidence that the evolutionary scientists look at. The difference is interpretation. And for that, you need to look at the evidence and look at the various interpretations and say, based on what we know, which makes more sense. So many people post things like, we have no evidence, we have no evidence, we have no evidence for a world flood, we have no evidence for creation. The evidence is all for evolution. We're all looking at the same evidence. It's not a matter of evidence. It's a matter of interpretation. It's totally a matter of interpretation. And you say, but the evidence for evolution is peer-reviewed. No, the interpretation is peer-reviewed. The evidence is the same for everyone. And peer-reviewing an interpretation does not necessarily make the interpretation correct. If a group of peers believing the same interpretation of evidence review it, nothing has changed. Circling back to the beginning, don't give me the no evidence thing. Just let that go.